Good evening to you. I want to do a very small broadcast, very short broadcast today. This is about how dad needs to engage kids, son and daughter, with play and fun. Engage and encourage. I will do a longer live cast tomorrow with slides on this subject and a little more broader, but today on a specific thing, that it is not enough to do course correction, sit down and give a talk and a lecture. Best lecture time is lifestyle, as you get involved with the son and daughter with some playing activities, any kind of sport activity. So I call it engage and encourage, that you must be your son's friend, and course correction should happen with this activity time, because this is a kinesthetic generation. They are more responsive when they are on the move, rather than getting them to sit down looking tough and trying to talk to them. This is not a generation that likes to read at all. We must improve the reading habit, and even talk and listen is not their mode. You must try it, but walk together, play together and talk is their mode. That's what will get to them. So play will give you time with kids and detox them from the screen. 2, play affords space for contact and appreciation before you do the calibration and then the celebration. That is to say, you are playing a little cricket, you are bowling and you pitch it just outside the off stump, and he plays a stroke, you say that's a good stroke. Then you pitch it just outside the leg stump and then he misses it, you say this is how to play it. You get what I mean. So you first say good stroke and then you say this is how you improve it. Then you are establishing a relationship with your son that he's not know-all, that there's room for improvement. You understand that, isn't it? So you are teaching him salience to get to the focal point, and you are also teaching them improvement, check back and see. So dopamine does the salient point, salience, and check back and see, serotonin thing, it's going side by side, and you are already developing and making brain tracks better. I have told you in many of my digital science talks, if you are playing on a little choir rope carpet, Lanu Padura, then you are automatically improving his friction and so on. Same with the grass. When you are moving on the grass barefooted, you are gathering a lot of brain tracting for studies. Yeah, brain becomes brilliant with that frictional engagement with grips and ropes also. So I have put up today on my Facebook timeline some photographs of our Den and Dare Center at Borala, Colombo 8, Colombo Empathic Learning Center. When things get back to normal, you are most welcome there, Dad. We call it GARTS, Grips and Ropes, Thrill Sports, GARTS. Yes. And then you do your gym time with the son and daughter, and you are investing time and we have calisthenics there, gravity-based bodybuilding kind of thing, and you do it with son and daughter, and you are investing time, you are getting your health. What a wonderful thing it is, and it's open air on a 4th floor, quite near the Colombo Oval, and you know it's a wonderful place to be. So you will say, good effort, good stroke, keep it up. That was not a very good stroke, this is how you improve. All that happens. Thirdly, win or lose you teach during playtime, and you teach your son not to be a bad loser. Particularly very focused fellows don't like to lose, but the games give them a chance to lose also. Also, sometimes your daughter may be very, what shall I say, empathic, relational, and she likes to talk till cows come home, so to say, poetic and talking kind, and your son may be very empathic, intuitive, he's thinking in the inside and get to the point, but at playtime you merge the right brain kind of person and the left brain kind of person. You merge the kinesthetic, acoustic, visual tracting with the management tracting. All that goes on while play is on. The best way to harmonize different kinds of personalities while you are investing time. So win or lose. Then of course, fourthly, a table tennis would be a great boon. We have it in our Den and Dare Center. Badminton, cricket is a very directional thing. You pitch the ball precisely. Any sports is good, but some you get a better grip on your kid's personality. So it's a training time, it's a coaching time. This generation do not like to read books much. Of course, you must encourage them. Even the sit and talk, and let me tell you, they don't like it. But walk and do, play and do, and then you tell them, then they listen better. That's the kinesthetic generation. So the fifth one, carom, card games, chess, all that helps them to get engaged and learn teamwork. Otherwise they get selfie existence with the smartphone, they get to a side. So all these games help them to learn a team in the family. You know, it's some we have training sessions for coaches, and they come with their teams, because they say coaching is very difficult because they are on the smartphone even when they come for practice. Then the other thing is the catching the ball, the cricket ball. You see, when children are so much on the Zoom, their muscles of accommodation get weak. So this generation have lots of kids on spectacles. That's right. So it's not only the muscles of accommodation, different parts of the retina needs sunlight and being outside. So another great advantage, being outside on sundown time, when the sun is going down, the last bit of sun going down is the trigger for melatonin to begin to work from 6 p.m. onwards. Melatonin is the night hormone secreted by our pineal gland that gets it all right for our night season, which is as important as the day season. You become brain bright in the night, really. So that playtime outside at 6 p.m. through 6 p.m. with sundown, watching it, feeling it, is a great trigger. It is also a great trigger for the chronobiology to wind down, so that when you have a precise chronobiological winding down, cortisol coming down, insulin coming down, adrenaline of course coming down, and growth hormone coming down, next morning when it has to pick up precisely, you are avoiding diabetes yourself while you are giving time for, so maximizing evening 6 p.m. Dad, if you can get home by 6 p.m. every day, that would be heaven on earth, and you'll bring heaven home. That's how good it is. I understand that most dads may not be able to get home by 6 p.m., but at least twice a week you must try it. Then on Saturday and Sunday, 6 p.m. is inviolate family play time. That's it. So if you learn your gymnasium thing with your kids to do, as we have provided for in our Den and Dare center, that would be great, really. So I was on this point of how to invest your evening as much as possible, hour, 45 minutes. Then I have also told you, if you have a choir rope mattress, a choir rope mat, and you play on it, then that friction involved in it will greatly help the child's brain formation. Any frictional thing on the fingers, any frictional thing on the toes greatly help them in concentration and brain tracting for salience, which is done by dopamine. And then that at the time when you're saying let's try to improve it, you are doing the satiety thing with serotonin. So for this kinesthetic generation, playtime is the most important time to give them the compass, teach them calibration, and give them celebration. But they don't like calibration. They don't like to be told you have to redo this. But in sports you can say it. While you are playing, you have to say let's do it again. So that's a great thing to get involved with your child. And so you go over to him, even with a game of carom, you go over to him and you start playing it. And in chess you begin to tell him the better move. You show him, you look, if you don't watch, you get checkmated, you see. So that he's learning, dad is trustable, dad is wiser, passing 14, they think they are Einstein. That's the way, because they know so much of digital stuff better than us. My grandson takes my phone and does all kinds of things, and when I get stuck, he gets it going. So they think they are Einstein at 14. They learn otherwise later, but 14 is a real threshold where you need to engage them. You understand? So carom, card games, board games, it draws them out of selfie existence. This is so very important. And if you can give every day some time for a board game, you are doing a great investment. They learn to lose. They are very important. They are very bad losers. They want to win all the time, and they'll shove their sister. And so in sports they learn to lose, and of course they learn to win also. So carom card games also help. Sixthly, pushing the cycle. You know, the day that your young fellow turns from the tricycle, he graduates to the cycle. Make a ceremony of it. He falls down, he hangs on the dad's neck, and so then the dad is actually teaching very early the next step and the next stretch comes from the dad. The taking the boundary and expanding the borders comes from the dad. That gives them affirmation to take in more. That's a kind of certification, to take confidence, competence. Dad gives it. Mom gives it internally safe. So intimacy is a mom thing. And then the inspiration and going for more is a dad thing. And you can do all this. You can do all this during the playtime. You understand the importance of playtime now, isn't it? Yes. So pushing the cycle, falling off balance, you rescue and you become real life hero for your son and your daughter. So I have already told you, seventh one, do your gym with them. It's time of investment as well as health gathering. You might have heard a thing called calisthenics, that you allow gravity to build your muscles and give you a stretch and so on, rather than hard weights. So in our den and there, we have provided open air, no air con. It's a 4th floor overlooking a famous stadium in Sri Lanka in Colombo 8. It's called the Oval Stadium. And so no LED lights, so it's as healthy as possible, you understand. And you're doing it with your kids, and they can come on any weekend. So we are waiting till COVID is over to get it going again. We had it before COVID came. So dad, be the hero. They will long remember how you played with them. They will long remember. I assure you, you may be as good as I am in my mathematics and science, but they remember how our fathers played with them. I remember my father. He was a hard work man. He was a teacher, and he had to give tuition even at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. because we were not very rich. But in between tuition, he comes to play cricket with me. I remember that. And he played carom with me. I remember that. He was not a man who talked much. They did not know to hug and so on. You know, our father's generation did not know that. But he knew how to play a game with me. Yes, I still remember that. May your kids remember you for that. And I can see some granddads watching this. It's a great time, granddad, grandmom. You'll not get Alzheimer when you're playing with them. You'll be kept on your toes, and your brain will be neuroplastic for a long time. This is research, really. Granddads and grandmoms who play with their grandchildren don't get Alzheimer because they are well engaged. Yes. Especially during COVID time and shutdown, grandparents have much to do. But my first appeal is to parents. Finally and lastly, dad, be the hero. They will long remember how you played with them. Giving a bit of tuition is good, but they will long remember how you played with them. It's a equal play field, equal and fair. He beats you and he likes to do that, you know. So that's the importance of fun, games and play in coaching and correction. I need to add to this. This is the wise designer's good idea. God is into playtime also. He did not make a strict universe with all that is necessary. He gave a lot of liberty, a lot of fair play. You know, there's a story about a chap called David. He made a slingshot and he kept getting the aim. He said one day, I'm going to get the last leaf on the last twig of the highest branch of the tallest tree. And he got it that day. And then next day the king said, come, there's a giant that has come against our armies and all of us are trembling. And this 17-year-old fellow goes. What was his aim? To get that last leaf, just 1 inch. And in those olden days, wartime, there was a shield up to this guarding the champion, whose name was Goliath, and there was a helmet. Can you see the space? Just 1 inch. And this chap's playtime made him a giant fella. And Goliath fell down because with one slingshot, with accuracy and aim, he got it. So different kinds of play gives aim, accuracy, application, good dopamine. Whereas the screen gives you bad dopamine. What do I mean? There's a dopamine that works on DA receptor 1, which is physiological, engage and let go after 45 minutes. Then DA2 is addictive, which is what the pixel screen produces, and they do. So they don't have check back, they don't have serotonin working. All that is well attended if you play with your child. I can speak much more, but I meant this to be a very short little booster. Please send it to younger moms and dads, and certainly as an encouragement to granddads and grandmoms, you can send this, that they can be well employed. They can still be contributing to their grandchildren's brains, you know. More friction, more aim. You know what I mean by friction? I call it GARTS, grip and rope thrill sports, GARTS. I call it GARTS. We are going to propose this to our new Minister of Sports to make it a national sport. All you need is, our indoor center is about 3,600 square feet. Then we have outdoor center of about 2.5 hectares. It's all jungle patch and rowing in boats and challenge course, you know. So we train them in it. We do digital detox in it. It's a great way to contribute to a generation that is so kinesthetic. So you have to get their kinesthesia working for their betterment and not for their ruin. So we don't say forbid, we say channel it this way. So thank you for listening. I always believe there's a good shepherd, a wise shepherd, who has created a nice brain. Why should we mess it up, isn't it? It's a great brain. It's God's gift. So we can teach another generation to keep their brain God trained. So train your brain in a digital age for brilliance yet again. So I have many books on this. Please go on our website or my timeline and have a look at the books. How to win the digital war for millennials and us all. In it, a lot of sports activity, fun time, playtime are involved. Thank you for listening. We'll meet again. Tomorrow I hope to do a longer session with slides and so on. So if you want any of my clips, please send a WhatsApp to +94 77 49 59 214. +94 77 49 59 214. My clips on digital science, happy hour talks like this one, COVID science, science and reason. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis, so my last research was on the digital screen, and of course last 10 months I have got into quite a bit of COVID research. Thank you for listening. Please circulate this clip to busy dads that they need to invest in home. They can do gym and kids time together. What a great idea, isn't it? Thank you for listening.